All right, welcome to the community call for the agency. This is our first agency community call after rebranding from the creators. So welcome to everybody to kind of our new kind of brand and kind of parent company. We've just announced a merger with the PSX agency and the creators agency are kind of now coming together to form kind of like a super entity called the agency. It is a decentralized creative agency that is worldwide and connected to the global chapters that we are got now chapters in regions all around the world. We've got people in every major city. We're rolling out local chapters in neighborhoods and schools to enable creators and builders and entrepreneurs and business owners to all find the resources that are going to be able to bring them on chain. We've got education programs. We've got partners that are going to be offering different kind of services or products or various different ways to attract in the community of any area to whether holding a pizza party with Pizza DAO, which we're now kind of like partnered with on kind of the organizational side, whether we are maybe doing an event with Stand with Crypto, where we're kind of boosting the Stand with Crypto events with additional activations to kind of demonstrate uh, promises and delivers to the community. So really excited to just kind of get into a lot of the updates from this week with you guys and share some of the stuff that's coming up over the next week to kind of be paying attention to make sure that you have all of the knowledge and the alpha and the opportunities that you can. So yeah, without further ado, I'd love to kind of get into the updates from this last week first. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the I guess the agency updates and in terms of like what we're doing from the agency side. We're currently working with two partner clients that are going to be launching this month, as well as a project of our own. So the project that we're launching first is our PFP collection, which is a Genesis collection. That's going to be coming out on 11/11, so coming up in just a few days. We've already been advertising and kind of marketing for that and getting the word out. It has its own portal on the Signals app, which we made last month for Nemesis and had the first rollout and iteration of the Signals app in the form of the Nemesis Arena. So if remember the Nemesis Arena, if you were part of that, if you were getting points and potentially getting a free NFT mint from the Nemesis Arena. That was the Signals app as kind of a white labeled branded rollout, and so we've kind of got the new front end created for this new NFT PFP collection that is really it is a collection of like an entire network of partners and founders and integrations. So it's a really exciting thing that we have set up. And we're going to be getting out with all of the partners that are part of this ICM and this network of like successful projects that are all going to be backing each other, integrating with each other, and really forming the fabric of what can be the new internet economy. So yeah, really excited to kind of get our first Genesis PFP collection out. Shout out to the PSX agency, to Stuff, to the whole crew of creators and artists that we've been working with on that PFP collection. It really is just like a labor of love from the PSX culture side of our merger. And we're really glad to now have a mascot that really represents the whole, I guess, the degen kind of schizo milady culture of just really economy and replacing it with something that serves the people. So it's really an amazing collection in terms of the artwork and also the interoperability and the connections that are part of this whole network. So yeah, really amazing. Coming up on 11/11 as well is the launch of the Enter the Rift ERC20 token that we are private investors in as members of this network of founders that we're part of. Um, so on 11/11, you'll have the opportunity to get a PFP that is going to have a ton of interoperability and a ton of kind of like opportunities for anyone holding that PFP, as well as going to get the ERC20 that makes up so many of the different opportunities around our network of composability. So really great opportunities on 11/11, where we're kind of doing like an NFT ERC20 takeover as this network of partners. So yeah, definitely some interesting things there. You can currently go to entertherift.com and use some of the create token and the PSX token to mint a preview of that NFT, and that preview is going to be counting towards some of the potential for the NFT collection itself. So if you're holding that preview, you'll be able to kind of here in the next few days activate the point values that you'll get for holding that preview, and then that will translate to your potential, whitelist opportunity for getting the NFT, um, the PFP collection whitelist spots. So yeah, definitely come through if you're interested in being part of like a whole network of founders and things that are kind of launching in the next month, or maybe they've already launched, or maybe they've got like a whole roadmap of really solid products that are rolling out bit by bit. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that network of partners. One of those partners that are launching right after that is Fireside on Base. They're going to be a district launch, so that's if you're familiar with the Creator DApp launch. These are launches that were done on district.xyz. It is a launch pad that is really for builders in the space to connect with VCs and investors that will be able to support their project. And the holders of your project really dictate the success of your project. Something that we've really learned intuitively over the last few months, that to be honest, it's just a disconnect in the base builder space. Not everybody really understands or knows that, as we're so focused on building out here in base that there just is not a lot of wealth of knowledge and experience to be passed around of how to approach investors, how to speak to investors, how to get your project noticed by investors. And these are all things that we're now very experienced with in helping projects to get out in front of, because it's really just about speaking the right language and having the right connection. What we're able to do now for all of the projects that are launching as a creative agency and also as a partner. Um, so yeah, Fireside is the Twitter Spaces of Base app. It's going to be a huge way to, if you want to kind of like have any kind of investment into the future of the Base app itself, without outside of having some kind of private investment into Base or Coinbase as a company. Fireside is like a really good way to invest in the future of the base app, because a whole network of founders is going to be working together with Fireside to ensure that they are the default go-to Twitter Spaces of base app. They already are, and they already are really better than Twitter Spaces in terms of the functionality and the features. But we're now kind of like essentially with all of the network of founders and successful projects and revenue that we're generating through our network. We're now also just like supercharging the Fireside app, and Base Chunky, as one of our close friends and like builders that he's been building out here in Base for such a long time. So we're really excited just to be helping to bring him into the fold of the ICM, which is the new creator economy, um, the internet capital market for the new. Um, and yeah, that's it's really just if you've ever kind of heard of like the PayPal mafia, from back in the day of the dot com boom. The dot com boom was really fueled by PayPal. When they first came out with PayPal, it was the first way that you could ever have a website that would be some kind of like a self-serve. So when PayPal partnered up with eBay, that was really like the first like Web 2.0 that existed, that you could like spin up your own shop, you could sell things, and then you could accept money via PayPal, as opposed to some like hard coded payment processor that would be kind of, prior to PayPal would only be able to pay a certain institution or company that has just set it up directly on their Microsoft front page website or something. So like the internet evolved very quickly when PayPal came out, and one of the reasons that PayPal was so, it did integrations with all of the top partnered projects that really turned into the new internet. Like all of the early projects, all of the early I guess economic drivers of the early internet were mostly connected with the PayPal founders, the people who worked with PayPal, folks who were very early with PayPal, and that became known as the PayPal mafia because it is just a network of founders that supported each other, integrate all their technologies together, and they just made sure that it was easy to use for all the users, and that anything that you wanted was accessible there on that internet. That So we're doing the same thing. That's what Coinbase has been kind of teasing over this last year, since they've been rolling out the new Coinbase wallet, talking about how it's going to be the new internet browser. I remember a tweet from Jesse or someone at Base talking about how the new Base app is going to be kind of was to the old internet. It's like, the original kind of founding browser that's, still in its like beta prototype phase, that still hasn't even gotten anywhere near the potential that it's going to be able to reach as an everything app with mini apps inside of it, with social, with, trading, finance, all of this in one app. Has such a huge potential, which is why we're very bullish on Base app and Base and Coinbase in general, and have been all year towards this with them, because we see where they're going with this. We see that they are looking to create the new dot-com boom, and to have the PayPal mafia of the new dot-com boom be all the builders on Base. Everyone who's working together to build the new internet and make sure that they're integrating and making an amazing user experience and making it so that anything that you could ever want to do or see or sell or buy or whatever it is, it's all on Base and it's very accessible. So that is kind of the play that we've seen from a distance, that we've been building towards all year, even last year. And honestly, it's been kind of like a situation where like the vision of 3-4 years ago evolves and morphs into what the market is asking for. So from the GameStop NFT days of platform that's fully owned to now just having the ability to distribute across this everything app. It is really just the same play. It is really just the ability to have a decentralized internet that's owned by the people. And so that's really what we've been growing into as an organization on our side. We've got so many founders that are part of this and are joining all the time. And it's really an open network where value to the network with your product, with your integrations, with your team, with your connections, then you're going to be benefiting from the rest of the network as well, plus adding your strength to the network. So it's really interesting what we're setting up over here. Fireside is launching after our 1111 project. I think we've set that for 1117 for the Fireside launch. So right after our 1111 project pops off, then another opportunity right around the corner for folks to experience. Right after Fireside, we have Titanium, which is a hedge fund that is launching on Base. They are a a regulated hedge fund that has various different financial products that they are offering, but they are now going to be launching that as a kind of tokenized hedge fund on Base, which has one of the most powerful flywheels that I've ever. Um, Literally, they will just be putting a percentage of their assets under management into the token, and essentially just creating buy pressure on the token based on the revenue that they are able to generate as a hedge fund. So if you kind of believe in the concept of hedge funds being able to be profitable, then like this might be a good play. No financial advice as always, but it's definitely an interesting one for us that we're really excited to be presenting to the network and the ecosystem, because it's really like it doesn't happen every day that a hedge fund is launching on Base, because like think about it, like this is the traditional financial system like that we're up against. So we've already got people from the traditional financial system kind of coming in on the new economy, and gradually, bit by bit, you're going to see more and more institutions like Titanium coming on board and really kind of choosing of the kind of what's going to be a little bit of a battle between the old economy and the new economy coming up. That's why Coinbase has been saying, it's always day one, and they just started that campaign, a new day one, because it is a new day one. We're just starting fresh from a new plateau of fighting against, really the entire old world economy next. Now that we kind of have the rails for crypto and we have the people into crypto, we're now going to be up against one of the largest, foes that crypto will ever face, which is the traditional financial system and economy of central banks. So, there's definitely some interesting things that are happening on the global scale, that, in terms of getting all of the creators and builders of the world together into a network that unites to, create success for neighborhoods and individuals, universities and schools and cities, and really just looking to create this economy from the grassroots level in a way that is unassailable, that will not be able to be affected by any attempts to take it down. And so that's really once to quote a good friend of mine, once the sun starts coming up, you can't stop it. So we're definitely going to be encountering some very interesting very soon, and we're feeling a lot of that on our side as well. Like there's excitement building, and this cycle is very different from the previous cycle, where I think we're actually about to get into the bull market this time, where I do believe that what we've seen so far, even though it felt bullish, I believe that that was just the initial run up to the bull cycle for this time. It's going to be a much longer bull cycle, and I think it's actually going to be the one that takes us over the edge to full mass adoption, which means be a cycle this time. It's going to be the full on just entering of that new economy. So, if you see around that corner with us, definitely come and join, because we're kind of prepping for that as well. We've got our whole community, we've got brands and IPs that are with us, we've got partners, and we've got a lot of opportunities that we're making sure that everybody in this network is going to through that time barrier of like from the old economy to the new economy. There's going to be that dot-com boom and bust, just like what happened in the early 2000s. And so we're going to just be working together to make sure that all of the builders that we're connected with make it through that boom and bust cycle, and are out on the other side of the new economy. So that's going to be really interesting. Obviously, Titanium Hedge Fund, they're going to be launching their TG at the end of the month. So after Fireside, after our PFP collection, be paying attention to Titanium as to close out the month of different opportunities that we're presenting across our network. So be staying tuned. If you're getting the PFP collection, you're going to have all the best access to those opportunities, and subsequent months as well. So that's kind of what that PFP collection is for, is to help folks who want to kind of be following this with us and be part of this growth with us in the community, um, to be holding those PFPs. So yeah, that gives you an overview of the three opportunities that we have that we're launching this month with our partners or with ourselves from the agency side. I would love to kind of give an update from the global of our organization, from the based creators, since up until now, our community calls have been 100% focused on the create token and the based creators. And so as we continue to roll out this kind of global creator economy play, we're going to have updates from the agency as well as from based creators now, in partnerships and various activities that the chapters are up to. So to give you an update on where that's heading right now, we now have established four regional based creators chapters. We've got West Africa, Southern Africa, East Africa, and now Japan. So we have really just been rolling out in as many regions as we can. I know that we have Indonesia coming up like very soon, and I think we're also looking at Dubai. So those soon, as well as China, and I think we also have Hong Kong coming up soon. So yeah, we're definitely excited. And one of the most amazing things of our organization that, like, honestly is uh, it's incredibly emotionally moving, what we're doing. Like, we are connecting with founders and entrepreneurs and creators that are in regions around the world, and every single one of them has the same it's really crazy how, even though everyone is different, everyone has their own personalities, everyone has their own life story of like how they got into crypto or what they're doing. They're all building for pretty much the same reason, of like everyone we've been talking to. And it's so easy to unite us all together under the same banner of let's create a better world together, because that's what the base creators chapters is. We want to create a better world for our local economy in our neighborhoods, because these are the people that we are interacting with on a daily basis, like our neighbors, our friends that are in our towns and our villages and our cities, our universities, and that makes up the fabric of humanity. Like, this is like, we have a global village through the internet, and we have the ability to connect globally through the apps and the metaverses that we're creating, and at like conveying the emotions, and letting you really kind of feel like you're in the same room as someone. But one of the most important things in rolling out to millions of people on chain and to bringing the next billion on chain is going to be to be there in their local area. Like we need local chapters where you can visit your friendly neighborhood based creators chapter to learn about, I'm a business and I want to know how I can earn more money as a business. Like, I'm a creator, I want to learn how I can earn more money as a creator and get more audience members and fans for whatever I'm creating. Or I'm an entrepreneur, and maybe I'm a college student who wants to has an idea, the next great idea of the world, and rather than going out into the old economy and getting eaten up and torn apart, we're going to be actually taking care of the youth of our coming out of universities, because in ways that we ourselves, we're not taking care of, that we wish that we were, because like we've all gone through the hardships of going through school, being promised the promise of the old economy that, yeah, you just go through school, pay, get your tuition lined up, like, get yourself in a ton of debt for your college, and you'll be successful right away, we promise. And promise. The old economy has not been serving people. It's been serving some, but it's not been serving all. And that's what the new economy is all about: is creating the proper alignment and incentive structures so that it does serve everybody in a natural, organic way without any, outside interference needed. No subsidies should be needed to subsidize, the world economy. So yeah, I'm definitely bullish on our chapters, especially all the leads, the regional leads. Shout out to Bobby, to Iman, to Lady Light, to Ate. Shout out to all of the new folks who are coming through and just starting. Getting started with starting a regional chapter, getting into it as a founder, maybe experimenting with the network. Having shout out to the Fractal Nouns and to the Zao. So many and technical folks coming through, whether they're creative or technical, to just be experimenting with what we can do to build the new economy together. And yeah, very very excited about just everything, all the activity happening throughout the network for the base creators chapters, and kind of setting up each chapter as its own really base of operations for running this cultural movement, because it is a cultural movement to come and create on base. That is just a cultural movement to that you'll see in the New York subway posters, to come and create on the Blue app, where it's a blue sky of creativity. That's what we're trying to establish, is come and visit your local neighborhood based creators chapter and learn about the better way of publishing to social, or learn about how to go live as a creator, and to grow your audience and to get more as a builder, as a creator. So we're fully aligned with everyone who is working class, lower class, middle class, even even some of the upper class folks that are not part of the top 1% cabal. They're getting on board with us because they're kind of tired of being cut out of the top 1%. So they're kind of with the revolution with us as well. So that's funny because once those traditions start rushing for the exit of the old economy, it'll be just like pretty easy to see the rest of them follow, because it really will be kind of like a rush for the exit situation, where the old economy will no longer have value anymore once all the workers and people of the world have decided to move to a better economy that better serves them as people. The institutions that have been grifting and extracting from us as people all along will have nothing to stand. Will have accumulated a bunch of wealth that will become worthless. So we're trying to get out to the people as fast as possible, to kind of move into the new economy before the old one collapses, so that the people get out ahead of this. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. Very much something that is only possible for a community organization to do. We will never be acquired by a centralized bank-owned authority, because this is just kind of like a level revolution that kind of needs to happen across the world. So, and we're just going to help to make that happen, in terms of just enabling people to be successful, giving them the tools and the resources that they need, connecting them with a global network of potential partners, team members, distribution channels, and really just laying the groundwork for each chapter to care about the people of its local area. Governments and organizations that are set up by the old economy and central banks just have never really done. Like, they've been mostly just looking out for what's in it for us, like how can we profit off of this local area, like how can we extract value from it and funnel it up to the top. And that's no longer what the new structure is going to be. We're going to be more about funneling value to those who contribute to the new society. Keeping the value where it belongs, with the creators of the culture, with the builders of the culture. And yeah, that's definitely why this is meant to be a cultural movement, as opposed to anything else. It is literally just getting into the culture and the hearts and minds of people, to let them know that there is a better way, that they don't have to be struggling as much in the old economy if we all come on chain and kind of create a better system together. Definitely some very exciting bullish news. We've got chapters that are starting up all around the world, and we've got our base creators.xyz app, which is now even more fully functional, and getting through its beta testing phase, and glitches are getting knocked out left and right, you should now be able to create an account and create your own local chapter. So if you would like to start up a local chapter of the Based Creators or find a local chapter, basedcreators.xyz, and let us know if you are able to use it. This should be maybe the first time that we're able to let people know to come through. So I think it actually should be fully working this time, to be able to come and join a chapter or create a chapter. If one does not exist near you, then we encourage you to create a chapter of your own. And all it takes is to find 5 friends in your area to be the first quarters council, to bring in more members, and those members will then vote on a new council every quarter of the year, and give everybody an opportunity to volunteer and step up to help organize and run the chapter, to really just meet all the goals that you identify together as a chapter. And every region, every locality is going to have different goals, because the chapter is really meant to assist the region itself, to come on chain and to creators and help the builders of that area to be successful. And some of them, if they're in a university, for example, they're going to be helping the university itself, to get more tuition, or to get more, connections and programs, and even looking into lesson plans and courses, and through our network of partners, we're absolutely going to be rolling out some educational courses on, either financial literacy, creator apps, dev, how to program, like a lot of different opportunities that we'll be able to be providing to the youth of the world that are, currently going through university, or even in community centers, where, adult learning, we have, various different options for folks at whatever stage of life you are to join the new economy. So that's what it's about. Is just, it's a populist movement, and it is just about the humans in a way that the current system has not done. So that's going to be our way that we change the hearts and minds of the people and bring the next billion on chain, in my opinion. So mark my words on that. I think that's it for in terms of like all the updates of this week. It's been a packed one, but I guess I've been able to get through it all with a good 20 minutes to spare for our open floor, and that I think would be the more effective way for us to cover I might have forgotten about. So if you guys have any questions, if anybody wants to kind of get started with an open floor discussion, any topics that you guys want to discuss or cover, feel free. Anybody who wants to get started, you can kind of, unmute, and I can pass it over to you. So yeah, we'll kind of open it up for the open floor. And anyone who's listening on YouTube, if you're listening on Twitter, you can come through to discord.the to ask your questions and be part of the open floor section here. So yeah, I'll just kind of open it up, and anybody have any comments, any questions for us for open floor to get started? And if not, we've got some of our team members here, which I'd love to kind of also give a shout out and kind of allow them to introduce themselves and talk about what they've been updates from this week. So, any of our project leads, chapter leads, feel free to, give an update on how things are going on your side of the world as well. Would love to hear from you.
Got a quick question. Really extensive, all of it. But let's say I was interested in forming my own chapter and getting plugged into this global network of creators, and really taking lead and starting up a chapter in my local area. What exactly are the requirements that I would need for that?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Really, all you need is to be able to find 5 people to join the interest group, and then to set a day and time for that. We're trying to make that all accessible through the basedcreators.xyz app. But in terms of just making sure that, we're already in contact and rolling towards, the goal of, establishing the chapter, if you just come through to the Discord at discord.thecreators.com, we can make sure to essentially just take care of everything that's needed. But really, the requirement is just to have 5 people to start a chapter minimum, make up the initial council of that first quarter of operations. And once we have a council, a president, a vice president, a secretary, a treasurer, and an education lead, those are the minimum roles that are required. But we also recommend that chapters maybe have a social media coordinator, an events coordinator, maybe a musician, graphic designer, like people who are going to be kind of like the assigned roles of like volunteering for, be creating the events and posters and getting out on partnership calls, business development, because really every chapter is also a branch of the agency. So whether you have a creative agency yourself already or you're wanting to start an agency, that's also something that if you're wanting to start a chapter, that is going to be very beneficial, because the chapter itself really functions as a decentralized creative and marketing agency, where we've got our global chapter and our global agency, and we've got referral opportunities and clients and projects and brands and IPs that are coming onto base in all the regions of the world, from the local level to the regional level to the global level. So it's an opportunity not just to be joining a business to business referral network that you're going to be successful by your chapter members helping to send you referrals. But then we're also going to be able to have referrals from the global level down to the chapters, where if we've got opportunities for, if there's like a big prize pool and everybody can participate in a contest, if there's maybe some kind of, prompt for, creating something or building something, we can be giving that to, the potential interns, students who are time about working on agency clients, about performing creative services as a like a freelancer, as a member of an agency, and really just giving them upwards career opportunities and the ability to connect into the global agency, at a local level, all the way up to the global level. If you're showing your skills and your talent, we're able to kind of like give you even more opportunities. Just to answer your question specifically, very low level of requirement to get started. You really just have to have 5 friends and a day and time that you're wanting to meet to get started. And then from there, it's just a weekly meeting to grow your chapter, to grow the treasury of your chapter, and to grow the goals, and to execute on those goals together as a chapter. So yeah, great question. And thanks for bringing that up.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yo, GM.
Hey, GM Bobby, how you doing, man?
I'm good, thanks. So for everybody listening on the space, I'm Bobby Andrea from Lusaka, Zambia. I am the regional president for Southern Africa. So my question is, in as much as we are coming to onboard people, like put stuff on the agency and everything, that we are going to be like more like how can I say it, advocates for the products and projects that are coming through the agency, or how can I put it? You know how people are getting resources, how people are getting funded, right? And there's that referral thing where I introduce somebody to somebody and the agency is going to find a way to track it.
Yeah. So that's all tied together, like I'd say, where chapters can be referring each other, members can be referring other chapters, other members. Like there's going to be opportunities that come in through the members and through the chapters where a client is looking for something to be done, and either on the local or regional or global level, we'll be able to serve them. and it's really just about like what referrals need to help that client or that brand or that IP to launch. And as kind of like a network of creators and builders and folks who are kind of like already working to create artwork or websites or marketing campaigns or whatever it may be, like we kind of already have the skill set among us to serve as that agency. So that's really why it just makes so much sense to enable each chapter to spin up its own agency, for to volunteer to become a member of the agency, and then start getting projects that starting with the intern level, and just kind of like proving yourself into the agency model, and then really just getting the support to grow your career from there. Like once you start working on projects and getting a cut of the project's budget, that's really just like how it works. Is like we have clients that are launching, they have in a target audience and a target location, or like how wide they want to go, if it's like local or regional or global. And yeah, we just work with them to make it happen and then turn that into funding for the treasuries that are involved. And it's just yet another way to add more revenue to the chapters, and also for the members of the chapters to have gigs and career opportunities to be funding and fueling individuals and as chapters. So yeah, that's definitely we're wanting that to be just accessible, whether you have an agency already and want to just be part of a global network of referrals, that like we can like tap into your agency in your region or in your locality, to be sending you referrals for that region or that locality. Or you can also be part of the more global scale of if we have like a really big project that we need to tap into more agency support, then we're able to kind of like call out to all the most successful regional agencies to assist the global agency. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways for and even from the regional agency to be promoting people up from the local level to the regional level, to kind of recognize the interns and apprentices and students and people that are learning in the local chapters, and kind of like showing a lot of promise to kind of like be giving them that real world agency experience on the regional level. And so yeah, that's kind of the goal, is like it is a business to business networking, education, training, and career opportunity.
All right, it makes sense. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. And also would love to kind of get an update from your region, you guys have been up to. If you have any updates for us to share from the regional chapter, yeah, feel free.
All right. So, like I've mentioned before, to say we haven't did because we're still trying to like not really strategize, but like look uniform. Whether we make the first post on X, maybe everybody in the community gets to share that, so that maybe the voice gets to be amplified. This region is up and they know what's happening. So, but otherwise, behind closed doors, we remember that show we did on Monday. Yeah,
Right.
So we onboarded. Yeah, we onboarded people after that, like 25 students, and we did a giveaway. So from Monday till now, I've been going through like the University of Zambia itself, just to make sure that understanding what the agency is, as well as what base, and plus these other applications can stay positioned. So like there are these videographers that I'm normally like with, they're the ones that are going to like help design the logo for the thing, for the regional chapter. And I was thinking of, if it's going to look dope, maybe make some samples, and also try and request if Western Africa like be interested in having something like that, so that we can all look uniform as a regional chapter. But yeah, focusing on the students. What else? there's this interview I was invited for, though they said they'll post the video on Monday. Yeah, but like I talk about what Create on Base is going to do and how like me myself as a creator, I've managed to like move from through the thing, the opportunities I found through Base itself, and looking at Create on Base, it is the same thing like you're saying, but it's leveraging us to like even have opportunities while Base is still planning. So what else have I been doing? Oh yeah, today I also attended an event where Liseli went to present. Yeah, because she's our country ambassador. So she went to this event for like female on blockchain conference. Yeah, she spoke about what she's been building, what she's been doing. She spoke about Base itself. She spoke about Create on Base. All those footages are there. We'll surely post them soon. Yeah, I'm just trying to create like a proper posting strategy. But you also won an award. So aside from that, there's that project from Palo. Yeah, I actually even went to check the place. Like they've been clearing. There's some landscaping that's going to happen. We'll probably share those photos too. What else? Livingston chapter started. Yeah, they posted a video on X. I think, no, not I think. They said it tagged you, myself, and Base Zambia. Yeah, they started. It's actually called Project 144. So yeah. What else? I don't know. Is there anything else that you had assigned me to do? Oh yeah, I haven't yet spoken to the Eastern Africans, but I had a call with John Koyoki in the morning. I just told him like the Discord group is already on. He's like he didn't see it, so I added it to him and I told it to his friends. Then by tonight, because I'm still running some errands, but yeah, by tonight I'll make sure I get on a call with him and then finish what we do, like just helping them have an idea of like the agency itself, like how they'll start up, everything. Yeah, pretty much just that, and also just reaching out to Ate and seeing like how the Western Africa is moving, like with the cinematic streets and everything. Yeah, those are my updates. Is there anything else you'd want to know?
No, that's been some. And like yeah, shout out to all of the folks that have been really pushing hard and like moving and making moves, and like I really like it does my heart good to see all this activity, because like for the longest time it was just like a few folks that believed in this vision, and now we have just like so many people that are getting out into the world and bringing in new people, and we're already starting to get into the hearts and minds of the people in these regions. We've already had folks come through from the Zambia University. We've already had so much really great comments, feedback, like people who are hearing the radio show, or seeing the posts that are being made. And the more we post, the more we show like our activity of like breaking the ground on a new physical location, like doing the landscaping, like getting a new room, getting a new location, like whatever updates we have to share, like we're trying to share those out there as fast as possible, so that we can just show people like we're getting into the local neighborhoods. And if you don't have a local chapter, then you can be the one to help start that one in your local area. And I think that's the most powerful thing, is that Bobby, Lady Light, Iman, all you guys are working on this just independently and autonomously through the network to make this happen in a way that is fully aligned. Like it's helping individuals, it's helping teams, it's helping the chapter, it's helping the region, it's helping the neighborhoods, it's helping us feel good that we're doing good, because it's almost like it's like a charity. And in fact, we are going to be connecting, like we're connected now with Octant to be able to accept 501c3 donations, and going like rolling out the creator fund.base.eth very soon now, after many months of planning on how we're going to be funding creators with a charitable organization arm. So, the foundation that we had created last year for the Shaolin Army Wu-Tang activation, where we fed 2 villages in the Dominican Republic with all the activity that we created as a community last year in July and August. We raised over $12,000 as a community for food and for school supplies for underprivileged kids in villages in the Dominican Republic. And we did that together with Wu-Tang Clan, Method Man, Ray, and a couple other members of Wu-Tang, as well as the games kind of still follows a lot of what we're doing. And I guess that might be a quick way, a good way for us to end the call is, maybe a little bit of a teaser and some alpha is that GameStop is not done in the blockchain space. And something new will be happening. So there's definitely some interesting things that are going to be happening in the next, I'd say 6 months to a year. And we're really looking for exploring with you guys this entire network of opportunities and partners and technologies that are creating the new internet. And we really are kind of the PayPal mafia of this new internet. If we're this early and we're the ones building it and we're the ones making it happen, then we're also the ones that are directing the new internet. And as the organizations and the communities and the people that are key in building it, it's really just be getting together on a regular basis to speak with all the different people around the world that are making this happen together, make sure that we have all of the different wants and needs of humanity really taken care of in a new way that is, doing better than what we've been able to do in the past as a civilization, and really just moving us to that next stage of what we could be as humanity. I'm just incredibly honored and just really fucking blessed to be part of this organization, because it's so much bigger than any of us, what's happening here, and we can all feel it on a regular basis as we come into our Discord, and people from all around the world are hopping in and sharing the same vision and sharing the same sentiment of like they're just tired of the old system and ready to create a new one together. So yeah, if that's you, come find yourself among your fellow people at discord.thecreators. Let's hear from you what you've been building. It's kind of like a tradition that every new person tells their story of how they got into crypto and what led them here from the broken old economy and why. Why is it broken, and what are we doing to fix it together? So yeah, absolutely looking forward to all the new members to come through who maybe just heard about us for the first time through this community call. And we'll be publishing some updates the week. Look forward to some big announcements coming for the 11/11 drop, for the 11/17 Fireside launch, and for the end of the month Titanium Finance hedge fund launching on Base. So definitely stay tuned, and thank you guys all for coming in and being part of the community call for November 8th, 2025. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys